Are you wanting to buy a house in Arizona but don't know where to start? Well, stay tuned as I'm going to break it down to you from start to finish. Hey guys, I'm Alejandra Paladino, your local Arizona real estate agent, and welcome to my channel, Moving to Arizona. I created this channel because I love living here and I love sharing all about living here. I share about the real estate and how to move here. So if you're not already subscribed, I highly recommend that you do and click the bell. That way you get alerted every time I have a new video. If my team and I can answer any questions about Arizona, moving here, you can easily book a call with us by going to zoomtoarizona.com. All right, let's dive into the steps of buying a house in Arizona. Step number 1. The initial step in your home buying process is putting together your dream team. This is going to be made up of 2 key people. It's going to be your real estate agent and your lender. Now, let's say you already have a real estate agent, but you don't have a lender. Well, ask your agent if they have a recommendation for a good lender. It's gonna be important that you have 2 really good people guiding you and helping you, as they're gonna be the ones helping make this whole process as smooth and seamless as possible and hopefully stress-free for you. Step number 2. The next step, once you've got your realtor and your lender, is to get pre-approved. This way, you know how much you qualify for. That way you're not falling in love with a home that maybe is out of your price range, or maybe you do qualify for it, but you don't like the mortgage payment attached to it. So this step is essential, especially before looking at homes in person, as many homeowners nowadays require for a full pre-qualification letter to be issued to a buyer before they can actually see their house. So it's just better to do this step right away once you've got your team together. To get pre-qualified, the lender's gonna ask you for a variety of documents, such as W-2s, your taxes, debt information, and a bunch of other information as well. So be prepared to hand that over, and be cautious if you have a lender who doesn't ask for all that information before issuing your pre-qualification letter. It's important that the lender is getting you fully approved, and that way there's not going to be any issues down the line to get you closed on your house. Now, if you're a cash buyer, you will be required to provide proof of funds. This can be done in a few different ways. One simple way is by providing a printout of your bank statement. You black out any sensitive information. Another way that's a little bit even more secured is by obtaining a letter from the manager of your bank, which states something along the lines of that you have more than enough funds to be able to purchase this property. Now, doing it this route is gonna get you more protected, because then the seller won't know exactly all the money that's in your bank account, and that way we'll be able to negotiate more because they won't really know how much money you're working with. Step number 3. Here's the fun part: shopping for your house. Yay! So what I tell my buyers is that once we officially start the process and you're pre-approved and ready to start looking for homes, is to be in constant communication with me. That way, if a new house comes on the market that you're interested in, you reach out, you let your real estate agent know right away to coordinate a showing, because nowadays the market, you don't know if a house is gonna last or not. So I'd hate for you to miss out on a home that you really like because you weren't able to see it in time. Step number 4. Now you have found the home that you like and you want to make an offer. Your real estate agent is going to do an analysis on the home. They want to make sure that the list price that it's listed at for sale is a good offer price. Many times the list price is higher than what the market says the house should be worth. Now, what the agent will do is they will do a research on recently sold homes within a 1-mile radius of the house that are comparable. What that means is if the home you like is single story, the comparable properties will be single story or 2-story. And it will also be similar in square footage, number of bedrooms, similar lot size, similar in condition. So if it's a fixer-upper, a similar property would also be a fixer-upper. If it's been recently remodeled, all those things need to be looked at because we want to make sure that when you make an offer, you're offering the right amount. Once the home price has been analyzed by your realtor, they will then discuss with you other important terms that are part of your offer, such as closing date. When do you want to close or receive keys? On average, closing takes about 30 days from when you make an offer to closing. And sellers usually like to close by 30 days or quicker if possible. Another important thing is, do you need money from the seller? So that would need to be included in your offer from the get-go. Is there a fridge or washer and dryer? Those things are negotiable and they're not always included with the house. So again, that's another part of the contract that would need to be negotiated and need to be part of your offer from the beginning. If you find a home that's gotten multiple offers and you know you're just going to be one more offer, this is where you got to be strategic. You need to work with your real estate agent, let them know, hey, I want this house. We can be aggressive with our offer in terms of making a good offer, and they will advise you on what you can offer, and that way you can potentially get the home, beat out all the other offers, but obviously do this within reason. Your realtor will guide you on the best way to get this done. Now, if you find a home that's been sitting on the market longer and maybe is overpriced, then what you can do is offer a more aggressive offer in terms of below the list price offer and potentially even getting you money for closing costs. So these are all things that your real estate agent will guide you on what will help you get the home and potentially help you get you a good deal on the home. Step number 5, your offer has been accepted. Yay, congratulations. Now what needs to happen is you need to open escrow. This is done by paying the earnest deposit. This is a deposit that is paid directly to the title company to basically show the seller that you're serious in this house, that you're not just gonna wake up one day and cancel and say, I no longer want this house. You can cancel when you're under contract, but it has to be done in a certain way. Now, the typical earnest deposit can be from as low as $1,500 to on average 1% of the purchase price. Now, if you're making an offer on a house that's got multiple offers, if you put a higher earnest deposit, higher than 1%, that's gonna make your offer even stronger. So again, that would be another term that would be part of your offer from the beginning. Something to keep in mind is this earnest deposit is not an additional fee. This confuses a lot of my clients. So just remember, it's not an additional fee. This will count as a credit. So let's say you did an earnest deposit of $1,500. Well, at the end, when you have to pay your down payment and your closing costs, like title fees and lender fees, you will already have a credit of whatever you paid as your deposit. So it's not an extra fee, just to make sure that's clear. Step number 6, this is the inspection period. This is typically 10 days, and the first day of your inspection period starts the day after your contract is accepted. So for instance, you made an offer on a Tuesday, the seller got back to you on Wednesday, accepted your offer. Thursday begins day 1 of your inspection period. So again, on average, they're 10 days, but sometimes if we're going against multiple offers, we shave that down and make it a shorter inspection period. I don't recommend less than 5 days. You want to have enough time because during the inspection period is when you get the whole house inspected. You will do a general home inspection. Now, if the inspector finds questionable things about the roof, we call a roofer. They will come out and do a roof inspection. Usually roof inspections are free because the roofing company is hoping to get your business. Now, you will also do a termite inspection if you want. Some people do sewer line inspections if it's an older home. Some people even do mold inspections, especially if they come from other states where there's more mold in those states. But honestly, in Arizona, we don't deal with it as much. Not saying it can't happen, but it's not as big of a concern as it is in other states. Before your inspection period ends, you will submit your official repairs response to the seller. This is sent in the form of the buyer's inspection response to seller. We call it the BINSR. And you have three options on there. You can basically say, hey, I accept the house as is, so you don't get to request any repairs, or you walk away. Maybe the house has too many repairs, you changed your mind, or for whatever reason you had changed your mind already. This is when you have the right to cancel. You cancel here, you can get that earnest deposit back. Or the third option, which is the most popular one, if you want to keep the house and you want to negotiate, is you list down any repairs that you're hoping to get from the seller. Now, if you're instead wanting to get cash back at closing or wanting to get price reduction, things like that, that's usually communicated from your agent directly to the other agent. So it wouldn't necessarily be in this form. Step number 7. All right, you are past the inspection period. At this point, you can no longer cancel unless the appraisal comes back lower. We'll go over that because this is a step where we order the appraisal. The appraisal is something required by the bank if you're using financing to secure the house. So basically, this will ensure to the bank that the home is worth at least what you're buying it for. So let's say you're buying a $500,000 house. The appraisal needs to come back for at least $500,000. Now, if the appraisal comes back higher, like let's say $510,000 or even $501,000, what that means is you're walking into instant equity. This is great news. So remember, you want it to appraise for at least the amount you're buying the house for. Now, if it comes down back below $500,000, that means it's time to renegotiate. The bank is not going to lend you more than the home is worth. So if it's below, your real estate agent will have to go back to the seller's real estate agent and negotiate on a new price. Many times the seller will drop the price. Maybe they won't. It's all a negotiation. Just remember, they want to sell the house just like you want to buy the house. Now, sometimes I've seen some really low appraisals come back, and usually the seller does not want to budge. But usually this is a negotiation period, and the seller and buyer meet. Sometimes meet in the middle. Sometimes the seller will drop the price. Sometimes the buyer comes out of pocket. Many different routes this can go. Again, your agent will guide you through this. Also, if you're buying the house using an FHA loan, usually first-time home buyers, or if let's say your credit score is lower and it's more favorable loan terms, such as interest rate, mortgage payment, and you're going the FHA route, you are protected as the appraiser. When they're walking through the house, they're going to call out any glaringly obviously repairs that need to be done, such as a broken window. That would be something that an appraiser would call out. Now, if there's little cosmetic things, they don't call things out like that. But anything that would make the home unlivable and not safe for a buyer, then you are protected in that way, as they will call out those repairs. Now, no guarantees that the seller will do the repairs. Sometimes they want to be difficult and they're like, nope, I'm not doing them. So again, it's a negotiation. Sometimes the buyer pays for it, but most of the time the seller will pay for it because they want to sell the house just like you want to buy it. Step number 8. Now, this is when the lender is preparing for closing. So you may go through a period that things are more quiet and you're wondering what's going on. Is everything okay? Am I going to be closing? Don't worry. The lender's just going through everything. The underwriter's checking everything, all documents, everything like that. Make sure there's not any issues. They're preparing for close. Once the file and everything checks out, the lender's going to tell us you've got clear to close. This is the 3 best words you want to hear. That means your loan is finally fully approved and you're on track, ready to close. They will send all documents to the title company, and the title company will contact you directly to coordinate your signing. Now, in Arizona, all parties will sign documents independently. Some other states, you actually all go to the same table. You've got the seller across, you've got the buyers, everyone signs at once. We don't do that here in Arizona. Everyone signs independently, so they will contact you directly to schedule your signing. Usually the signing will be several days before closing. Now, at this signing, this is when you need to be prepared to pay your cash to close. What this means is any money that you owe for down payment, any money that you owe for closing costs, this is when you pay that money. And again, that will be at your closing appointment, which is usually several days before, ideally But sometimes if for some reason the lender's running behind and we're still trying to close on time, we will get you scheduled for early morning the same day as closing. As long as you sign same day as closing, title can generally move quickly and get everything done and processed so that you can still close that same day that you've been scheduled to close. The great thing about your signing is you can actually sign anywhere. You have the option to sign at the title company, but if you're busy with work, can't take time off, or want to sign after hours, they will use a mobile notary and they can send them to your work. I've even been to a park to help someone get signed. So you will get it done. Just coordinate with the title company. Just keep in mind, mobile notary, they do tend to charge a little bit more of a fee for this convenience, but it can be worth it so that you can get your signing done on time. Something to keep in mind is you're not gonna get your keys at your signing appointment. That confuses a lot of people. They sign their documents and want their keys right away. Unfortunately, we have not officially closed on the house, which is why you don't get keys then. Step number 9. This is closing day, yay! So the title and escrow company, they're gonna send all of those signed documents to the county recording for the public recording. This process can take anywhere from 20 minutes to several hours, just really depends on the county's workload. Now, once the house has officially recorded and closed, title company will contact the real estate agent immediately, letting them know. The real estate agent will give you a call and say, yay, we've officially closed on your home, and they will coordinate with you to meet you at your home and deliver the keys to your house. Something to keep in mind about Arizona is that all of our real estate contracts have been legally sound and drafted by attorneys, which is why attorneys usually don't get involved in a real estate transaction unless a specific issue has come up. I know this was a lot of information to take in. You've probably got questions. One of them being, hey, I live out of state right now. How do I buy a house in Arizona? I actually made a video specifically on that topic because I get asked the question so often. So go to my channel to learn more, or I'm also gonna link it above, make it easy for you. If you have any questions about this video or want any assistance with moving here or real estate, my team and I would love to speak with you. You can easily book a call with us by going to zoomtoarizona.com. I hope you found value in the video. Make sure you check out my channel and please like this video and comment, as it helps the algorithm and other people find it. And if you've got specific topics or questions you want to see videos on, drop them in the comments. I'll take a look and I'd be happy to make a video for you. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Bye.